So we're at a point where interest rates have started to go down. They've been down for a few weeks now. The 6.5 has generally been considered about where the threshold is. When you're above 6.5, things slow down so hard. But when you get below 6.5, that's when things start to really like pick up a little bit more. So now we've been below 6.5 for a few weeks, especially now, like with the government shutdown, they've been really steady. They've been staying right about 6.3. So once things reopen up, it'll be really interesting to see like if they continue remaining the same or if they go up or down. But right now there's some different reports that should have been put out, but because the government shut down, they're not being put out. So interest rates are staying pretty even keel. So we have a few weeks of data now to see like what's like rates are below 6.5%. What's happening to it, right? We've been in a buyer's market for the majority of this year, but now the rates have gone down where we've moved from a buyer's market, not to a seller's market, but we moved from a buyer's market to a more balanced market. We're like right in the middle, where it's like both buyers and sellers have about equal like advantage. Like they're on a level playing field. Now there's no one's like getting an unfair advantage over another for anything. Now there might be an individual, like, you know, obviously there's always case by case basis, but where like one house, maybe they priced it really well, and so they got a whole lot of activity, a whole lot of buyers, and now they have a lot more advantage than they otherwise would because they priced well from the beginning. So, or vice versa, where they priced really poorly and they got no activity as a result. And now the buyer has all the power whenever someone does come around who wants to buy. But generally, it's a pretty neutral, even playing field. So what we're kind of expecting as time goes on, if we stay below the 6.5% threshold, we're going to continue to move, like we've moved from buyer's market to balanced market. We'll probably continue to kind of move this direction and maybe eventually get to a seller's market. Because right now, we're entering the holiday season and inventory is going down, but even though usually at this time demand also goes down because rates have gone down, demand's actually going back up. So that's what's brought us from the buyer's market to the balanced market. We're getting more of a level market now. If time continues on and inventory continues to go down and demand continues to go up and as we get closer to each other, that's what's going to move us more towards the seller's market. So if they stay at or below, if we stay at or below 6.5% interest rates for an extended period of time, we're going to continue to move more towards that seller's market just as time goes on. But for right now, we're in a balanced market. So for you, if you're wanting to buy, this is probably going to be the best time for you because we're not in a seller's market yet, we're in a balanced market. And we just barely kind of like technically exited the buyer's market. So it's probably like balance, leaning a little bit towards buyers still. As time goes on, it's gonna get farther and farther away from that. So if you're wanting to buy, probably from now to the end of the year is gonna be your best time because not only do we have a balanced market, we also have the holiday season where not many people are trying to sell during the holidays and there's not a lot of people trying to buy. So if you're the one person who is trying, you're gonna have way less competition from other buyers and you're gonna have way more opportunities available to you. That said though, there's typically less inventory. Now, we do have a lot of inventory right now. We have about 4,500 homes for sale just because inventory's been going up, it's been building. But typically during the holidays, it starts to go down and it is already starting to go down. So you have a little bit less options, but if you can find something that you like, you can get a good deal, better than otherwise. If you're trying to sell, I would recommend waiting until next year, just because the same reason why, like if you have more advantage as a buyer during the holiday season, but in the new year, that's when everything starts to happen and sellers start to have more of an advantage. So if you're wanting to sell, it'd be in your best interest to just wait till the new year. And hopefully at that time, rates might be even lower, and then you'll get even more buyers coming around, and it'll be hopefully, like in that case, more towards a seller's market for you. So if you're trying to do both, like you're wanting to buy and sell, then it doesn't affect you as much at which point you enter the market, because you have all the advantages of, like, you know, the seller's market, but the disadvantages of a seller's market, or you have all the advantages of a buyer's market and the disadvantages of a buyer's market, because you're on both sides. You have to deal with the woes and the triumphs of both of those types of market. So if you're wanting to talk through exactly like what would work best for you, if you want to see like what timing, what your situation is, feel free to give me a call, put my information in the comments below, and I'd love to help you out.